24th person I met. I had a program that day, and I usually travel to my program along with my dad, but that day I had to go to my office as well. So I told my dad that I'll directly come from my office to the show spot. And I finished my work in the office, and I rode my way to this particular program spot, and I was early, or maybe I should say people were a little late. The venue was completely empty, and so me and my dad, we decided to have a cup of coffee somewhere in the coffee shop nearby. We had our coffee, we came back, and still the venue was empty. And even before I came to this place, I was a little not feeling very comfortable to come to this place, but I had no choice. I gave my word and I had to be there, so I was there. And after quite a few minutes, or maybe a lot of minutes, the program started, and I was there to sing songs in that event. And once the program started, I started singing, and when I was actually singing my second song, there was an abrupt power cut and people started laughing, and I felt so embarrassed because having a power cut is not my mistake, right? It wasn't, it had nothing to do with me. So I was a little embarrassed. I started to develop a very bad mood, and then the person who was in charge of that event started dictating what I should do. Now, something that I really don't like is when someone dictates what I should be doing. So when this person dictates what I should be doing, and he also takes up this point where he says, I pay you and you should do this, I lost it. I really didn't want to do anything in that event. And I did just 2 or 3 more songs, and then I told my dad that I was not really feeling good to be in that spot, and my dad clearly understood how I was feeling, and he asked me to leave the place. Now it was about 8:30 in the evening, so I took my bike and I decided to go back home. Now this was a time when my phone really wasn't working. My phone's touch sense was absolutely not making any sense at all. But then I needed the help of the Google Navigator to reach my place. So I clicked home in my Google Navigator, and I was putting on my headphones, paying attention to the directions that Google Navigator told me, and I was driving my way home. And then there's this vague knowledge of routes that I have, because I know, okay, at least I've seen this route. Then I go to the street and I don't remember seeing this place ever at all in my life. And so I decided to take my phone out to see where I exactly was, and I realized that I was traveling exactly in the opposite direction to my home. Now that I was already in a bad mood, and I was already upset, and I was already frustrated, this contributed way too much to my frustration, and I really didn't have anything to say. My mom called me up in the middle. I didn't really tell her what happened. I was actually traveling in the wrong direction for almost 15 minutes, and I was completely nuts, to be very, very honest. And I told my mom that I was on the way, and my mom was also upset because I was late. I was traveling late, and she was trying to, understand what I was going through, but I wasn't ready to tell her what I was going through. And then she asked me if she wanted to make me some dinner, and I really didn't say anything. I said it's your choice, but I didn't really eat anything. And then somehow I rerouted, and I managed to reach my home. And my mom asked me that if it will be fine if she makes me some dosa, but no, I wasn't in the mood for it. I just said no, and she thought I was upset with her, and that's why I didn't want dinner. But then I was upset with myself for what I had gone through for the whole day, and I was clearly not in a very good mood, and misunderstanding from my mother's side, misunderstanding from my side, and my mom saw a very awkward, different me. And even myself, I saw a very different, awkward me. Now this person is the 24th person I met.